We got a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
I mean, we both from the hood, and people respect our ratchetness.
Yeah, I want to play detective on my good life so bad. Like, can y'all worry about them unpaid bills y'all got? They stinky y'all got. Every time y'all see me with a nigga, y'all think I'm fucking evil. Hey, can I just chill? Can I hang out? God, I'm a grown the superhero. Leave me alone.
Everybody raw dog you. So when I heard her say that, I said, nah, she a disgusting little old mother. She stayed.
Welcome back to Celebrity Sip, where we break down the wildest stories in the industry. If you're new here, hit that subscribe real quick so you don't miss the tea. Now let's get into it. Because Sexyy Red just dropped a bombshell, claiming she's pregnant with Boosie's child. And instead of staying quiet, Boosie fired back with something nobody saw coming: HIV receipts. Sexyy Red didn't just appear out of nowhere. Her rise has been loud, raw, and impossible to ignore. Coming straight out of St. Louis, she built her reputation with an unapologetic style and lyrics that made it clear she wasn't here to play safe. Songs like Pound Town shot her into viral territory, and overnight, she became one of those names people either loved for her boldness or criticized for being too raw. That polarizing energy only fueled her momentum, and before long, Sexyy Red was a headline regular, not just for her music, but for the controversies swirling around her. Every interview, every tweet, every moment on stage added to the image of someone who was completely unfiltered, and fans ate it up. But it wasn't just her personality grabbing attention, it was her personal life. In October 2023, she announced she was expecting, and by February 2024, she had given birth to her daughter. That chapter already had the blogs buzzing, with fans debating who the father was, how motherhood might change her image, and whether she could juggle raising a child with an explosive music career that seemed to get more chaotic by the week. Instead of quieting down, though, the chaos only grew. Sexyy Red leaned further into her take me as I am persona, sometimes clashing with critics, sometimes brushing it off with humor. But if one thing has been consistent, it's her ability to turn personal drama into public conversation. So when she popped up again with a new claim, saying she's pregnant once more, this time pointing the finger at Boosie, it wasn't just a small ripple. It was another earthquake in a career built on shockwaves. And while fans were still trying to process that bombshell, the response from Boosie came fast, sharp, and way more explosive than anyone expected. The pregnancy claim didn't roll out quietly. It hit social media like wildfire, leaving fans scrambling to figure out if it was legit or just another rumor stirring the pot. Sexyy Red has never been shy about putting her life on display, and when whispers started surfacing that she was carrying Boosie's child, the story immediately blew up. Some blogs reported it as fact, others treated it like speculation. But either way, the internet was hooked. Screenshots, reposts, and commentary flew across platforms, with fans debating whether she was trolling, clout chasing, or genuinely announcing something major. What made it even messier was the timing. Coming off the birth of her daughter earlier in 2024, people were shocked she'd already be expecting again, especially linked to someone like Boosie. He's no stranger to controversy himself. And just attaching his name to the story made it bigger. For Sexyy Red, though, the claim didn't seem random. It lined up with the way she's handled attention throughout her career, leaning into the noise instead of backing away. Whether it's intentional or not, every headline has only made her more relevant, and fans know that when she speaks, there's usually more drama coming right behind it. But this wasn't just about headlines. It felt like a setup for a storm. People online were already speculating what Boosie's reaction would be, with some expecting him to ignore it, others predicting he'd clap back in classic Boosie fashion. And sure enough, he didn't leave anyone waiting long. Instead of brushing it off, he doubled down and went public in a way that turned the entire story on its head. The pregnancy rumors alone would have been enough to dominate the blogs for weeks. But Boosie's next move made the internet explode, and it wasn't just denial, it was retaliation with receipts. Boosie's response didn't come in the form of a calm denial or some vague social media post. It came with fire. Almost as soon as the pregnancy rumor attached his name, he shot back with a move that stunned everyone, threatening to leak medical receipts tied to HIV. In the rap world, where accusations and clapbacks are practically a sport, this one landed on a whole different level. Fans weren't just gossiping about whether the baby rumors were true anymore. They were suddenly caught up in a bigger, darker conversation. By even mentioning HIV tests, Boosie shifted the focus away from fatherhood speculation and into a full-blown scandal about health, trust, and reputation. Screenshots and clips of him speaking on it spread instantly, and people couldn't decide if he was exposing something real or if this was just his way of flipping the script. Some supporters backed him, claiming he had every right to defend himself from being pulled into baby drama, while others blasted him for weaponizing such sensitive information. Either way, the stunt worked. He had everyone talking, and suddenly, the pregnancy story wasn't just about Sexyy Red anymore. It became about what kind of receipts Boosie really had and whether he'd actually release them. Social media lit up with speculation, with fans combing through his past posts and interviews for clues. Was this a smokescreen to protect his image? Was he bluffing? Or was there really something hidden in those files he hinted at? The entire thing blurred the line between personal beef and public spectacle, and in the process, it dragged the narrative into territory that felt way heavier than just celebrity gossip. But what made it even more explosive was that this wasn't the first time Sexyy Red's name had been linked to rumors about STDs, and Boosie knew exactly how to push that button. The tension around Boosie's receipts hit even harder because this wasn't the first time Sexyy Red's name had been tangled in health-related rumors. Not long ago, an ex who went by the name Woo Slime came out with accusations that she had infected him, fueling speculation that spread fast online. He framed himself as a victim and hinted at telling more, which immediately sparked debates across social media. For fans already invested in her messy public persona, it felt like more fuel added to the fire. But Sexyy Red didn't stay quiet. She clapped back, flatly denying the claims and brushing them off as nothing more than bitter talk. In her own words, she wasn't about to let someone smear her name with baseless stories. To her supporters, the denials felt strong and believable, but critics saw it as another layer of drama in an already chaotic narrative. The truth, however, has never been clearly proven one way or another. No solid evidence ever surfaced to confirm Woo Slime's accusations, and no concrete proof ever tied her to the health rumors that kept circling her name. Instead, it became yet another example of how, in the world of celebrity gossip, perception often matters more than facts. And that's exactly why Boosie's decision to bring HIV into the mix was so explosive. He was poking at one of the most sensitive and damaging rumors linked to her career. By doing so, he wasn't just defending himself from a pregnancy claim. He was reopening old wounds and forcing the public to look at her through a harsher lens. What makes this even trickier is how both sides have used denial, accusation, and speculation as weapons. Each claim invites attention, but each denial keeps the cycle alive. And with no clear resolution, the public is left to wonder what's real, what's hype, and what's simply a tactic for attention. But this constant back and forth sets up a bigger question. When everything is this murky, who can you actually believe? When stories reach this level of chaos, the hardest part isn't keeping up with the headlines. It's figuring out what's actually real. Right now, almost everything about this situation sits in a gray zone. The pregnancy claim itself, no official confirmation, just talk swirling online. Boosie's so-called HIV receipts, nothing verifiable has been made public. Only threats and hints that keep fans guessing. And when it comes to the past allegations tied to Sexyy Red, the same problem stands. Lots of noise, little concrete proof. That lack of clarity is what makes this moment so volatile. In the world of celebrity drama, unverified claims can do almost as much damage as real evidence, because perception moves faster than facts. One screenshot, one clip, or one rumor can set the internet on fire. And by the time the truth comes out, if it ever does, the audience has already formed an opinion. For Sexyy Red, that means she's fighting against narratives that could stain her brand, even if they're never proven. For Boosie, the strategy looks like retaliation, shifting the story away from fatherhood and into scandal, where he feels more in control. But in doing that, he risks dragging his own name deeper into controversy. It's the perfect storm of rumors, egos, and public spectacle, and history shows how quickly situations like this can spiral. We've seen other rappers and celebrities get pulled into baby mama disputes, STD accusations, and messy clapbacks. And more often than not, the truth never fully comes to light. Instead, the controversy becomes the brand, and the artists keep feeding off the attention. That might be what's happening here too. Whether intentional or not, every new twist keeps both Sexyy Red and Boosie in the spotlight, for better or worse. And when attention equals power in the entertainment world, you have to ask, was this ever about the truth? or just about staying relevant? At the end of the day, this whole saga leaves more questions than answers. Did Sexyy Red really mean it when she claimed Boosie was the father of her new pregnancy? Or was it just another headline-grabbing moment? And did Boosie actually have medical receipts to back up his explosive threats? Or was it all about flipping the narrative in his favor? What's certain is that both names are louder than ever, dominating conversations not just in hip-hop circles, but across gossip blogs and social feeds everywhere. For Sexyy Red, the risk is huge. Every rumor adds another layer to her already controversial image. For Boosie, the gamble could backfire if the receipts don't match the hype. Either way, the public's appetite for messy drama ensures this won't fade quietly. Every new post, every denial, every half-clue only fuels the fire. And that fire keeps both of them relevant. Maybe the truth will come out, maybe it won't. But one thing is clear. In this game, perception often matters more than proof. And as long as the story keeps people talking, both Sexyy Red and Boosie win in the only way that matters in today's world: attention.